We're going to create a fresh project here from one of the templates that comes with Unreal Engine. We're going to start this in Unreal Engine 4.15.3. So we launch this, and it gives us a choice here of loading our old projects or starting a new project from a template. So we're going to choose the template here from this list for 2D side scroller game. So we select that, and then we can also create the project, or let's name the project first. So we'll select it there and type demo 2D side scroller, and we'll create the project. So this will load up now in a minute. And when it's loaded, we see here the level that they've created for this template. It includes our basic guy here who's pretty much rendered from the 3D model guy from the other templates, from maybe third-person shooter, first-person shooter, that kind of thing. And we can see if we move him left and right, he has movement animations for running, but it looks like no jumping. It looks like jumping still generates the running movement, yeah. And he has some basic sprite platforms to run up and down on here, and sort of a base bottom level they created with the same sprite platforms there. It's real basic. It just sets up things in the simplest way. So yeah, this is good. This is a good start. So if we back out here, stop that, we can see that the level's laid out with a little bit of depth the same way we did our background. They do kind of a sky background a few units back on the y-axis, behind the sprites the player character runs on and the player character itself. All right, so we'll select our player character. Yeah, there we can see the camera view of him. It's an orthographic camera pointed right at the player. So we're going to keep that. We're not going to keep, I should say, we're not going to keep the actual player character, but we are going to keep a lot of the components in the player character blueprint and use them for our own. So first, let's do a little bit of organization here. Go to the content browser, and we'll just organize some of our own folders for our own content. So we'll create a new folder here on the root level of the content browser, and we'll just name it Side Scroller Demo. This is where we'll keep all of our project files and the work we're going to do in this course. So there's a few things we want here from the blueprints folder in the template. So let me see if I get this to show us tiles. There we go. There's the 2D side scroller character that we just looked at. Let me see if I click around here. There we go. We can split the pane. There we go. So we're going to drag this guy into the folder we just made. Now let's make a new folder first. Okay, we'll drag him into this. This will be all of our blueprints. We'll keep here in this BP folder. And then we'll go back to the blueprints folder of 2D side scroller blueprint. We'll find this character that we saw before. We'll drag him here and we'll copy him. We're also going to grab this game mode here and copy this. So if we need to make any changes to the game mode, we have a copy and we can modify it as we need to. So we're going to rename our new character in our side scroller demo to just player character, and this guy, this game mode I should say, we'll just call demo. Yeah, demo 2D side scroller game. That'll be fine. We'll go back to side scroller demo. We'll make a folder. This is where we'll keep our maps, because we're not going to use this demo map that comes with a template. We're going to make our own new map. So let's see if we do level this way. Now let's delete this. That won't let us actually save it as we want it. So we'll do file new level. There we go. We can now choose default. And no, we don't want to save that. So here's our default level. This way we can save the current as whatever we want, and we can save it in the maps folder we just made in our demo folder. Just keep that organized. So I'll name this just demo map. That should be fine. Okay, and save that. We can see a 3D plane here in the viewport of this map. We're going to hit play and we're going to see our 2D character running on a 3D surface, but will appear as if it's a 2D surface because the camera settings on this player character are currently set to orthographic. But eventually we'll work on replacing this 3D plane with actual sprites for our character to run on. Next, we're going to save this map. So we'll go under File, Save Current As, and we'll choose our maps folder that we created, and we'll just name this Demo Map. And we'll save that. And next we'll remember to look at our game modes. Remember we created our 2D, Demo 2D Side-Scroller game mode here from the duplicate from the template. So we need to make sure this runs in the world settings. So let me just close the world outliner to get a little more room here. And I'll look under Settings, World Settings. Under Game Mode Override is what we're looking for. There it is. So we want to choose our 2D side-scroller, sorry, our demo 2D side-scroller game mode. So it runs the mode that we're actually modding from the template. And the default pawn class we want to be our player character blueprint that we also duplicated from the template, as we'll be heavily working on that in the future. Okay, so that sets up our world settings. Under Edit, we'll go to Project Settings. We want to set some defaults here under the Maps and Modes. So we'll look for default game mode, and we want this to be our demo 2D side-scroller game mode. And under selected game mode, default pawn class, that's good. That's all the settings we just set. And for default maps, you can set this if you want to. It's a little faster when you start up your project, but we'll just choose the demo map to start up as soon as we open up the editor. Now with all these settings, our template project is prepared for us to build out our new 2D side-scroller demo. In Module 1, we showed how we can start our side-scroller game project from a template project. When we examined the template project's game, we observed an animated sprite player character, and we also observed a sprite-based environment. We learned how to clone the player character from the template to modify, and also to clone the game mode to modify as well. And lastly, we looked at the project settings, where we set the game mode and default map. Next, in Module 2, we'll be looking at the Paper 2D system of creating sprites.